With growing population comes growing urbanization. With growing urbanization comes with growing demand for food. The demand for animal protein over the years have increased considerably. So today, AGROMEDIA had the opportunity to interact with Mr. Seth Ofe, who is the owner of the Global Practice Farm. My name is Fidel Tete, the agrarian, you can call me. I hope you enjoy this interview. Mr. Ofe.
Yes, sir.
I can see you enjoy your work.
Sure.
I mean, people normally dread animal farming. You know, what got you interested in fish farming?
When I set out to do farming, first of all, I went to my village and I did some maize farming, right? The harvest was so good.
Okay.
The yield was so good. Then I realized that moving from Abokubi, my residence, to my village, Kwesu, which is near Adoso on the Kofobia Road, was too far. So I needed a place around Accra where I could easily drive 30 minutes, 1 hour, go to farm and come. So I searched throughout 2020, I was searching for land. And fortunately, I got this land. What I was coming with a mind of piggery and then poultry. But then when I got this land, I realized that it's better I put this land to aquaculture, and then later on I'll do the piggery. I'm a public servant.
Okay.
I'm able to come here early in the morning, assist the farm hands that I have here, and then I trek to work. So the time and then the workload with fish farming also encouraged me to choose aquaculture. Yeah.
Quite interesting listening to you, talking about you being a public servant. Yeah. I think maybe you can take us into your background, a little bit about your background, what you studied in school, which aspect of the public service you belong to,
okay,
and then where that eventually had led you to, particularly in terms of finding time for the animals you love so much,
yeah,
and then serving the public.
Okay. So my background is into agriculture, and I've read agriculture mostly through my education. At a secondary school, West Africa Secondary School, Adenta, I read agriculture. And then from there, I proceeded to Agri College in the Ashanti region. From there, I went to the University of Cape Coast. And then I read Bachelor of Science in Agriculture. From Cape Coast, I went back to Cape Coast again to do my first master's in governance, okay, and then sustainable development. Then from that master's, I had the opportunity with AusAid scholarship, that is the Australian government scholarship, to read global food and agribusiness, and then I specialize in trade policy. And I'm back helping my country and helping myself,
exactly,
and helping my community.
Exactly.
So that is the little that I do. And then I work for the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, specifically on the Ghana School Feeding Program, okay, where I am the program officer in charge of agriculture. My unit's main aim is to link the caterers of the school feeding to smallholder farmers.
With all the skills and knowledge in agriculture, you are putting them into use and creating something for yourself. But it has not been generally the case among a lot of young people who read agricultural science at the university.
Agric is not for the poor.
I like that.
Okay. A young man who has graduated from the university, the agricultural colleges, wherever, will find it difficult straight away to go into agric without any resource. Now, come to think of it, how many of us own lands? Okay, and then our land tenure systems does not also make it easy for young people to go into agriculture. Imagine the amount of money I've paid for this land. Getting this place dug, it all requires money. But for someone who has come from school, will not have that resource. So therefore, the easiest way is to find a paid job to do. And later on, when they have money, they go into agri. But sometimes too, later on, when they realize that I've made a little, why should I go stress so much and then have little sometimes?
Okay.
Yes, so then they ignore the agri. Yeah.
How profitable is fish farming? Why should I put my hard-earned income into fish farming and not into cryptocurrency, not into shares, not into T-bills?
Okay. Currently, averagely, a kg of catfish is selling at 20 cedis.
Hey, wow.
20 by 3,000 gives me 60,000, right? The turnover is 4 months. If I feed them well, by the 3rd month, I should be recording 1 kg per fish. Now, the 5th month, I can restock. And we have 12 months in a year.
Yes.
So it means that I have 3 cycles in a year. So if I can make 3 cycles in a year, and then I earn 60,000, 60,000, 60,000, how much is that?
A lot. Sometimes we do know that after incurring all the cost in the production process, and you've done all your calculation, thinking there is some ready market for you, you go out there and you realize the competition is so fierce, you are not able to sell.
Certainly.
And people who are looking at the prospect of fish farming and how beneficial may be looking at all of these dynamics as well. So where do we factor in the cost of selling, into the equation?
Okay. You need to do a SWOT analysis for every business so that if your plan A fails, you can fall on plan B. And in my case, I was looking for people to take it once, okay, or if it can even be 1 ton by 1 ton, then it gives me a little bit of less stress. But it wasn't happening for me that way, and then I was feeding them, and my production cost was going high. So then what I did was to start smoking them.
Okay.
Okay, I started smoking them, and the smoking helped me a lot.
So you combine the case of storage, the potential in the storage aspect of the value chain, as well as the processing.
Good. So that now I've added value.
Exactly.
Okay, it comes with cost, but at the same time, I also gain something. When I'm going to work, I have about 5 in my boots.
Okay.
When I'm going to church, I have some in my boots. And if you want the live one, you let us know. And in just a matter of about 1 month, 6 weeks, we have emptied the pond.
Let's talk about one of the contributing factors to the value that we talk about. The type of fishes you are farming.
Okay.
What informed that?
So I look at the market, what is available. I look at my knowledge level. Then I also look at what I can do without much stress. Okay, so first of all, Ghanaians like catfish, but then they prefer the smoked one.
Okay.
Okay. Nigerians will go for the fresh one. Most of them. And so you see that of late, point and kill is springing up.
Yes.
And it's going very fast. Okay. So yes, I look at it, I say, yes, I could sell to these people. Now, tilapia is the Ghanaian delicacy, okay? But then it is a bit more complex rearing them as compared to the catfish. The catfish is hardy. And so when you keep them here, you feed them, you are gone. These ones require much attention in terms of the water, in terms of oxygen levels in the water. You need to be very abreast. So if you don't have a system like mine, where I have free water and I put system in place that the water comes in and is able to automatically go out of it, then it becomes a problem.
If I want to get into the business of either fish farming, what would you advise me to go for? What is really selling?
Tilapia is #1 amongst Ghanaians. You find it easy to sell fresh tilapia on the Ghanaian market, but then it is not the same selling catfish.
Let's talk about point and kill. Where did it originate from?
From my experience, I know it's the Nigerians that introduces it here. I have joined the Nigeria Catfish Farmers Association on Facebook.
Okay.
So most of the time I see the interactions that goes on amongst them. Point of kill, I think it has come to stay, because you have young folks always going out to enjoy a meal.
What does point and kill mean?
Oh, point and kill means that they'll bring the live catfish. Okay, in a tank, let's say an aquarium-like tank. Okay, so you can see that this is the live, wholesome catfish that I'm going to enjoy. So you point it.
Give me that particular one.
Exactly.
And it's fun.
And it's fun. So yes, it's very important. And if you can make use of that point and kill outlet, as in supplying them with catfish, of course, then you have a business.
But what role would you say, particularly Nigerians, are playing in this market?
I think they are causing a revolution, a positive revolution in the catfish, because all we do is to be able to market your product. So if you produce and you are not able to market it, then like we say, if you now buy it. You get it. It means that you have not done much. How do you get profit if you are not able to sell?
What should I consider if I want to go into fish farming? What are some of the technical considerations?
I would say consider the market first. Consider the market first. The availability, who are you going to sell to, and what quantities are you going to sell. Now, consider water. Water is so important when it comes to fish farming. Without water, I mean, that is their habitat. That's where they live. So without water, you don't have a business. It's not possible. Also, consider the source of your fingerlings. Then your feed cost. Then technical know-how. Then the security of the farm. So when it comes to the water, the pond, you also depend on whether you are going to construct a dugout like mine, or you are going to do a tarpaulin pond, or you are going to do concrete. For instance, if the land doesn't belong to you, it's not possible to do a dugout. So then you have to look at the concrete tank or the tarpaulin, which is mobile. You can move it around. So these are some of the things that you need to consider. Usually they will tell you that when it comes to farming, it is what you inspect that gets done, not what you expect.
Right.
You expect that this thing will be done, but because you are not around, forget it.
From all that I've gathered from you, without a technical eye or technical observation, it will be very difficult for one to be successful at such a business.
I say yes because when we stock this, for instance, there was a time that the water stopped flowing into. This water is not coming from anywhere; it's just natural.
So like a stream.
Right here, there's a stream behind. But the whole place is waterlogged, and we have just
created the pipes,
laid them to connect. When this one stops, it means that this water level is going to go down a little. So if you keep feeding them, I mean, with the last experience, we kept feeding to a point, and then they were not feeding. We came and we saw a few mortality around. So immediately what we did was to stop feeding. We stopped feeding them for over 1 week, and then we realized that the depth has the depth tool dropped, and then it stopped.
I see.
Then we replenish with the water. When we get this, we have a pump, water pump, long pipes into the stream, and then we bring it into the pond. And then we started feeding them, and then they started eating again. So observation is so important.
On a typical day, what are the routines? What are the first things you do before the day and before you even leave this place?
On a typical day, when I come, I first report to the the storeroom. If I have some things that I'm bringing, I deposit them in. Then I pick my feed. Then I come to the pond. When I get to the pond side, I look at, I do an observation, general observation. So you realize that when we came here, I quickly walk around the pond.
Yes.
It is then that I realized that this pond, for instance, is broken.
Okay.
We have fingerlings ready to stop this. I'm actually holding them in the house.
Okay.
So Daniel is coming to work on it between today and tomorrow. For a while, we observe it for a week before we stop. Then I observe the fish itself, their movement. Yes. Then having done that, I now provide or supply them with the feed. So this is the quantity that we have provided. The fish has been able to eat everything. Okay. If we come and we find some feed on top of the water, then we know that what we are providing is too much for the fish, and therefore we need to stop adding on.
I see 3 stumps.
Yes.
Is it man-made or?
Yeah, it's man-made. They are not stumps. We intentionally planted them. I'm going to do a walkway on it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so that when we feed around, we can walk on it and then feed.
Okay. The sandbags we see in the water,
yes.
What are they responsible for?
Just to hold the banks of the pond. Okay, this particular land is so soft.
Okay.
When you are digging, if you don't take care, you even get stuck.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's how come the top over there, you have put the difference, able to hold it a little. And in most farms, that is how it's done. You use the sandbags to chalk the pond walls.
Okay.
The other thing that we can do is to concrete the sides all around. But we also want our fish to be as natural as possible.
Okay.
So the only intervention that we currently give is the feed. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the typical challenges with regard to this business?
Okay, 3 of them. 3 major has been 1, human theft. Because we do not have sites right here, it become a bit of challenge. We employ somebody, but still the guy got a way to steal. The second major challenge has got to do with marketing.
Okay.
You spend so much feeding your animals, spend so much caring for them, and then especially with those who buy in bulk, they come and they want to give you peanuts for everything that you have. I think it doesn't augur well.
What about land training? I mean, how did you acquire this land?
I acquired this land in 2020, but then it wasn't that easy. I have traveled to most part of this district because I concentrated myself in this district because I didn't want to go beyond a certain kilometers from home.
Okay.
I don't want to drive more than 1 hour to my farm. Otherwise, I can't be regular on the farm.
Exactly.
The aspect that was more challenging is to have come here with the landlord. He showed me points where he was, letting go. And then I went looking for others, and I came about after a month or 2. And I said, well, let me settle on this. So I did a search, and I was satisfied with it before I did a payment. He got me the indenture, and then I'm in the process of registering it. It's not completed, but we've gone far. The next time when I brought my pillars to plant them, I realized I wasn't finding my pegs.
Yes.
I can't. So you went away a little. So I have sold this portion to somebody.
Meanwhile, you paid?
Meanwhile, I've paid. I located the guy. I said, look, I want to buy you a new portion and then take the whole thing because I need access.
What are some of the entrepreneurial skills and character that you have brought into this particular project you are doing that others should also be more mindful about?
To come into this business, you must have the end in sight. You must ask yourself, what do I want? Then you begin to look at how do I get there? As for the how, there are many people around to help you to get there. If you have a weak mindset, then the little problem that you face on the way, you give up and then move.
Viewers, it has been an interesting interaction with Mr. Seth Ofer, the founder and the CEO of the Global Practice Farm. We have been having amazing interactions about his fish farming business, how he got motivated, and as a public service actor, how he was able to find potential in the fish farming value chain. And we've heard the stories, we've heard some of the struggles, but we've also heard about some of the potential that once there is dedication can lead to multiple benefits. We encourage you to pay attention to the details that you've heard today, and as you plan your investment, as you think about fish farming, I'm very sure that some of the tricks, some of the ideas, some of the principles that you deduce from our discussion can serve you very well. My name is Fidel Peter. You can call me the Agrarian. We're doing this for the love of agriculture. We want to see you at the top.